Zebec and World Liberty Financial. What everybody missed. And wow, there's a lot that I think people missed here. This is an absolutely huge deal. World Liberty Financial, the Trumps, and Zebec. Let's get into it. Blast from the past. Hit you with my guy, Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Boom. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting, so we binge on that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing. That course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue Investing. Best believe I was Blackrue Investing.
And let's hit you with the DCENT Wallet and BTCC commercial now. I have many friends earning money every day trading futures on BTCC. It's simple. Even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you can follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you. And you'll earn according to his trades. So even if you don't know how to trade, there's a way to make money. Earn some extra money on BTCC. Of course, you should learn how to trade. Links to the Patreon are in the description. You don't have to KYC. You don't have to use a VPN. It's a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn extra money, you can store it in your DCENT Wallet. DCENT Wallet is safe, easy to use, and it allows crypto swaps within the wallet. It's a wonderful product. You can get the discount by using the link. The only way to get the discount is to use the link. The link is popping up in the upper right-hand side of your screen. You can also get free shipping. Pick up your DCENT Wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet, they may be at risk. So pick up one today. So, guys, I think there was a lot missed here because, okay, well, World Liberty Financial, we know the Trumps are involved with World Liberty Financial. But when you look into World Liberty Financial, there's so much there. And there's two things that I think everyone missed. We're going to go over that. Okay. The Trumps are building something big with that while everybody's focused on Donald Trump starting his own meme coin and how it could affect it, the cryptocurrency and the cryptocurrency environment. They're completely missing World Liberty Financial and what he's setting up there. Okay. They're completely missing it. But not us crypto diehards. We're looking past the whole meme coin thing and we're looking at the USD1 and we're looking at World Liberty Financial and what they're setting up. And now Zebec has their foothold in the door there. Okay. They're going to provide payroll there as I go ahead and share the screen here. This will be a good one right here to start with. So we know here World Liberty Financial, the partnership was announced as far as that goes. And we'll get deeper into it here. That was not the view I wanted here. Let me give you a different one. There it is. So World Liberty Financial. USD1 enters everyday payments. Zebec is integrating World Liberty Financial USD1 across its payroll and card suite, putting on-chain dollars in the pockets of over 65K plus workers across the US and globally. Okay, so again, that's saying to me that anything World Liberty Financial does, okay, they could use Zebec to do payroll with that, right? So in places where people use USD1, which we're going to talk about, there might be a lot of them, right? These places, they may use Zebec for payroll, and instead of getting out what Zebec can use kind of natively with USD or USDC or RLUSD or PayPal USD or anything like that, they would use USD1. Okay, so let's scroll down and look at that. Why it matters. The US payroll market is processing $9 trillion annually. With USD1, employees can earn spend and transfer dollars instantly on chain, bridging crypto and real world payments. Payroll, get part of your salary in USD1 cards, spend everywhere MasterCard is available. So we know this part, right? We know this part. And then we have the Genius Act is opening a door for digital dollars with clear, trusted rules. And with Zebec's USD1 on-chain dollars are becoming everyday money for millions. Now remember, there was a beef that was kind of started here before this was even done, right? Before World Liberty Financial and before Zebec got together, there was the whole White Rock fiasco. Who remembers the White Rock fiasco? Our guy Ghost remembers it. Shout out to Ghost. Ghost is a real cool guy. Definitely follow him. He has the whole Zebec community on X. Definitely join that if you want to be up to date on what's happening with, Zebec stuff daily on X, right? And definitely like and subscribe to my X if you guys want to hear and see more videos and things like this. And definitely like and subscribe to the YouTube channel where we're so close to 9,000. We're about, let's see here. We're about 4 people away from 9,000 subscribers. It's going to be a fun time once we get there. Of course, we will. So let's continue. But remember this. This is screenshots from April 2025 where they said, okay, so shame on you for this outrageous misrepresentation. I suggest you take this post down and stop trying to scam your community. Okay, this was Zach Witkoff of World Liberty Financial. He was talking about Zebec back then, and of course, we've been up on this situation, right? It was found out that it was White Rock that was doing something at that point in time, and I don't know that Zach. I don't know if he backed off from these comments or if he responded to these comments in April. But obviously now they've cleared everything up. Zebec and World Liberty Financial are teaming together here with this stablecoin deal. We have both World Liberty Financial and Zebec giving posts on this. So it is official. And I will now we should go into a little bit of World Liberty Financial and who they are, okay? So remember that World Liberty Financial and Justin Sun was brought aboard there, right? So Justin Sun and what he does with Tron, he's a heavy presence in China, right? So when we're talking about Tron and we're talking about China, Justin Sun being an advisor for World Liberty Financial is huge, right? And if they want access to the US, USD1 seems to be a way for Tron to do that. And this was before USD1 was even announced. This was November 25th, 2024. So we are thrilled to invest $30 million in World Liberty Financial as its largest investor. The US is becoming the blockchain hub. Bitcoin owes it to real Donald Trump. Tron is committed to making America great again and leading innovation. Let's go. Okay. So here we are. Justin Sun teamed up with World Liberty Financial. He also became an advisor. So not only did he invest 30 million, he became an advisor. Now, Pakistan also has agreed to use USD1, and they brought aboard a leader of the Pakistani government, Bilal bin Saqib here. We're proud to welcome Bilal bin Saqib to World Liberty Financial as an advisor. So it seems like when they go and they, onboard a new place, they select an advisor to kind of run things there. And it seems like this guy is their Pakistani advisor. And if we scroll down here, you see not too long after he became an advisor here in April 28th, historic moment, World Liberty Financial has agreed to a memorandum of understanding with Pakistan. It is an incredible experience meeting with the Pakistani Crypto Council and the leaders shaping the future of crypto. We're proud to be building with Pakistan to drive innovation forward. This is just the beginning. And over in that area, you know, Pakistan, I know Pakistan is different from India, but these are some of the world's biggest populations, right? Tron with China, one of the world's biggest populations. And then, you know, Pakistan, kind of India area. When you think about how they can impact payroll and people getting paid, possibly with Zebec, using Zebec and the super app to get paid, and then routing that through USD1, that could be very, very huge now, right? Now, we know they're also saying here that World Liberty Fi is a fork of Aave, but what people might have missed that just happened, right? This is number one of two of things that people may have missed. And by the way, shout out to everybody we got in the house here. Shout out to Hugo Loves Monica Long. Shout out to Crypto Clay. Shout out to Jetpack. Shout out to Moonfeather in the house. Shout out to Hitter All Day. We'll highlight Moonfeather's channel here coming up pretty soon. What's up, Phantom Beat? What's up, Patriot Party? Thank you for resharing. What's up, Benjamin Awaken? Rue Crew member in the house, Patreon member in the house. By the way, we got open mic night happen for Patreon's people today. Shout out to the Patreon. If you're interested in the Patreon, less than a cup of coffee. We do weekly open mic nights where you can come in. It's like a party, right? Really, it is. We have our Zoom open, and you can ask questions. You can meet some of the other Rue Crew here. So our open mic night is happening tonight, 6 p.m. Arizona time. Always a fun time. Definitely sign up to the Patreon if you haven't already. Let me see. Let me go ahead and put that up here. So yes, indeed. But yeah, put all your questions in and we'll get to those at the end of the show here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's continue here. So this is number one of two of things that people may have missed here just recently. Trump family linked World Liberty Financial rolls out its lending platform for its USD1 stablecoin. I've been in on this for like 5 or 6 months in how I've been talking to you guys about how lending and people, these guys rolling out their lending platforms is going to be very, very, very huge. Swift Blockchain has a lending platform. Shout out to Underdog Research Channel. We did a great show on Swift Blockchain. Definitely check that out, where we did a little bit of uncovering of a $6 million wallet that's out there that holds nothing but Swift Blockchain. Okay. So definitely come on over to the show, or definitely come over to the channel here and like and subscribe. Let me pull that up for you right now. So definitely come on over here. Definitely go check out that recent live stream. If you go down here, you can see my past live streams. It was a banner live stream out here with Underdog Research Channel, and we broke down a lot in reference to Swift Blockchain. And remember, now that I have you guys who are Zebec guys on here, Zebec follows Swift Blockchain, by the way. So when you think about Swift Blockchain, that is something you should pay attention to as a Zebec investor. Let's see here. We will bring up Zebec and show who they follow. They follow Swift Blockchain. So again, there are ties there. I've mentioned them before, where Tim Draper has investment ties with Zebec, but he also has direct investment ties with Swift Blockchain. As you can see here. They follow Dash, of course. They follow Monad. but Swift blockchain is in here somewhere. Stripe. I can't seem to find them right now, but yeah. Let's go back here to this DeFi. Trump family linked to World Liberty Financial rolls out its lending platform for its USD1 stablecoin. The Trump family backed crypto venture has rolled out World Liberty Markets, a new DeFi app built on Dolomite. Dolo rose 57% following the announcement. Okay, so this happened just a little bit before Zebec announced what they announced with World Liberty Financial. So pretty huge, because if you think about guys in these areas, Pakistan, China, Abu Dhabi, which we're going to talk about in a second here. We're going to talk about Abu Dhabi in a second here. If they're being paid in Zebec and they can now, or they're using the Zebec super app, excuse me, and then they can cash out in USD1, they can now use these platforms built on Dolo to go over there and earn some yield. Okay, so very cool that they now announced this right before this Zebec announcement. And in a sense, I think there is a link here. If you end up getting paid in and choose to cash out in USDY, you can now go onto a platform like Dolo and do and do lending and borrowing with USD0 or USD1. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. So more on this later, because Simon Babakani told us with things like Dolo and things like this, there are ways around yield, right? Because that was one of the things that came up in the stablecoin podcast, but more on that later. Okay, so World Liberty Financial rolls out a lending platform for USD1 on Dolo. Okay, now conceivably, if you're getting paid out in USD1 on the Zebec Super app, you can now move that over to Dolo and start earning yield. Okay, so let's continue. Here's another announcement that just shows it here. World Liberty Financial launched its first web app, World Liberty Markets, expanding USD1 through utility through Dolomite. Markets mark US World Liberty Financial's second major product launch, with additional offerings anticipated as part of an ambitious roadmap. So now you can use in that US or World Liberty Financial, ETH, CB, Bitcoin, USDC, and USDT. Okay. Again, we mentioned Tron and USDT are big. Of course, we know Circle and Zebec and USDC are big. And we got ETH, World Liberty Financial, and Bitcoin. Okay. So now let's show you the lending piece. We go over to Dolomite, right? And they say USD1 points are on chain in 2025, beginning with Dolomite. It's the first revenue to support USD1 points on chain. Dolomite allows USD1 depositors to earn lending yield, ODolo rewards, USD1 points, and Wi-Fi rewards. World Liberty Financial rewards. Okay, so this is one of the ways that Simon Babakani told us they could kind of get around how the Genius Act says that you can't truly have yield on stablecoins. One of the ways you can get around that is by points. So he didn't say that directly, but he did say, well, there are ways you can get around the way that they said you couldn't have yield on stablecoins. So We'll play that here for you coming up right now. But also, what we're going to play, and shout out to the Stablecoin Podcast. We've played this, like, interesting parts of this for you. But another interesting part I want to play for you, not only just with the yield, the fact that Zebec is uniquely positioned because they're going at it about the payroll side. And with the payroll side of being a neobank, they are the genesis, the beginning of when money is created. So the second you work, you generate money, and that is with Zebec, and they pay you by the second with streaming payroll. This is very, very monumental, the way that Zebec is doing this. And I've showed you before through NatPay. NatPay is the only payroll processor that FedNow has, and they're partnered with Zebec. So that should tell you something. If you're processing payroll through FedNow, you're probably going to have to use Zebec. That's what that says to me, but we'll go over that again as well. But let's play this. I'm going to put on my headphones so I can make sure I can hear it with you, and let's hear it.
I think that the payroll, the fact that you're entering it from the payroll aspect of it is always going to be a differentiating factor compared to a MoneyGram or a Western Union or any other bank, only because these, like, what's happening, if you look at what's happening today, most of these remittance players are trying to become neobanks, right? Like, so, and because they're launching their card products, etc., right? Like, but they always want to be on the receiving side of it, less so on the pushing side of it, on the payroll side, right? They may do some partnership with some large payroll providers, but to be a payroll provider yourself, I think you're almost the source and origination of the transaction, Simon. So I feel like you've got this edge that other potential financial service providers like banks and
the source and origination of the money, right? That's what he said. I agree. That's huge. It cannot be understated.
MTLs, etc., probably don't.
Yeah,
that's one of the big reasons we went for payroll at the beginning, right? Because you're pretty much the top of the food chain when it comes to financial services.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I've never challenged Rami openly on this podcast before, so.
No. My and you should do. No, I don't have all the answers. So my concern was, I guess, and Simon made the good point. You're top of the food chain, and there's 11 trillion payroll happening globally.
In the US only.
In the US, sorry, in the US, so even bigger market. So all that money at the moment is staying in a bank and then going to a payroll company. So what I'm wondering about is what happens to the deposit flight, because that 11 trillion of movement in the US, for example, is going to go now potentially into stable coins or outside of a bank's remit, and therefore they lose, that deposit flight affects their capital, affects the ability to lend, drain, all these kind of things. And, I guess, not sure what your thoughts are, Simon, on Genius, but the way it was drafted, especially around the yield aspect of it, was one that was a protectionist version to make sure that stablecoins weren't able to sort of accelerate that deposit flight. So I'm just thinking about it from that perspective, like what happens if in a blue sky, Zebec is doing extremely well, and loads of companies are now using that system, and they're doing it by engaging with stablecoins. The money that was generally in that system, utilizing for payrolls, now not in the bank's domain anymore, not in the bank's control. What do they do then? That was sort of where I was heading. Not that it's a problem we need to solve. They've got a big enough moat and they've got regulatory capture already. It's fine, but I'm just interested to see how you think it plays out.
Well, what you're going to see coming out of the Genius Act is that a lot of the banks are now going to be issuing their own stable coins, right? Like you've seen with JP Morgan as well as Bank of America, which will then attract deposits, right? So it'll just be a new product that they launch, which will then have deposits in the bank in a different form, right? In the form of stable coins rather than in the form of traditional deposits. And yes, banks will not be able to pay direct yield on that stablecoin, but of course, there's going to be many ways around it. There's companies out there like Ondo that we actually work with at Zebec. We integrated USDY a year and a half ago. That is an amazing way for any of our corporate clients or retail clients on the card side to earn a yield on idle funds. And we're actually going to be expanding that partnership in the coming months.
So right there, right? He mentioned there are many ways around the whole yield problem with Genius, and Zebec offers USDY with Ondo, which offers yield. Okay, now how that is able to kind of get around what's in the Genius Act, we all know that Ondo has backing it BlackRock and others, right? So, you know, I don't know how that all works, but it does work. Okay, so. But again, when we look at things here like Dolomite and what Dolomite does, and it makes me think about the whole black exploitation movie Dolomite. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Shout out, put a 1 in the chat if you've seen Dolomite. But USD1 points to, okay, so now you can get points, and that points system, like with credit cards, is a way around kind of extra yield, right? Even though they say you can do lending yield here with Dolomite, this points is a way to get, you know, around USDY or USD1 not having yield. USD1 can do points instead, right? So this is a way around yield-bearing stablecoins that USD1 works with a company like Dolomite, and Dolomite gives points on USD1, and that way you have a sort of yield there that you can translate into another coin that you can then cash out. So it's still yield, but you just have to follow a couple more steps to get the yield, right? You just, you know, you get the points and you cash the points into another coin that you now cash out. Okay, so that's how that works. At first, revenue to support USD1 points on chain. Dolomite allows USD1 depositors to earn lending yield, ODOLO rewards, which is pretty much the yield on the USD1. You know, you translate the points into these rewards, and you cash out the ODOLO. So USD1 points, WLFI rewards. Okay, so you're getting multiple rewards through Dolomite for depositing USD1. Okay, so maybe a lot of people miss that, but now that Zebec is connected to the system, you can now go use your USDY in these countries that don't have, you know, they may have not have like a direct connection to US banks, right? Pakistan, China, and Abu Dhabi, which we're going to show you in a second here. They can now use the Zebec Super app, use USD1, and now go over to Dolomite and earn points, rewards, or yield, if you will, right? So let's continue here. Now to Abu Dhabi, and I want to give a little shout out to Angelica Saldana. Thank you, Angelica. You kind of got me into this Abu Dhabi fork, if you will. She says, this is exciting news that Zebec has implemented the WLFI stablecoin USD1 across its payroll and card suite. I initially invested in WLFI, World Liberty Financial, because of its stablecoin use case for Abu Dhabi corridor and regional markets. Okay, so it's interesting she mentioned Abu Dhabi. So I did a little bit more background and a little bit more research on how World Liberty Financial and Abu Dhabi are connected. And then I got this. Trump linked World Liberty Financial stablecoin USD1 to close Binance record $2 billion investment from MGX. Okay, so this MGX is an Abu Dhabi company, but not only are they an Abu Dhabi company, They're literally a government ran company. So it's literally the Abu Dhabi as a government through a company. Okay. So just to give you a couple sources on that, Abu Dhabi targets 1 billion assets under management for AI investment firm. More on that AI investment firm. And this is going to be the second thing that's going to really, really tie everything together here. Abu Dhabi targets $100 billion asset under management for AI investment firm. Abu Dhabi is setting up a technology investment firm. So Abu Dhabi itself is setting this up. So this company, MGX, is a national setup company in artificial intelligence and semiconductors that could surpass 100 billion in assets under management in a few years, according to people familiar with the matter. The company, called MGX, will count sovereign wealth fund Mubadala Investment Co. and AI firm G42. G42, that's a great name there. If you know, you know. As founding partners, Ahmad Yahya Al Idrisi, who's chief executive officer of Mubadala's direct investment platform, will serve as the new entity CEO, according to a statement. There we go, right? Now, just another further confirmation of that, we have MGX Fund Management Limited is an Emirati state-owned investment firm for artificial intelligence established by the government of Abu Dhabi in 2024. So what do we have? Going back, we have a Abu Dhabi government firm, MGX, using Trump's stablecoin to close a $2 billion investment in Binance. Okay. One of the world's biggest exchange. Okay. Huge. Okay. Pause. So World Liberty Financial is making huge moves out there. Abu Dhabi, Binance, Tron, Pakistan, okay, with this USD1 token stablecoin, and this is Trump ran World Liberty Financial. So while normies, if you will, out there are focusing on Trump and his meme coin, he's setting all of this stuff up. So let's continue here. Recently here, World Liberty Financial has announced that its World Liberty TC Holdings LLC has submitted an application to become a national trust bank. Okay? And to issue custody of USD1 stablecoins. Okay? So, again, now when we're talking about World Liberty Financial, and we're talking about USD1, we're now talking about a stable coin that is going to be in the same regulatory level, in the same national bank level as a Ripple, as a Circle, right? So, and as a USDT, if you think about the regulated USDT. So again, it's very huge when you think now, hey, World Liberty Financial will become a national trust bank charter. So essentially, Trump may have a company on the same footing as a Ripple. Like this might be like Trump Chase Bank, you know what I mean? Trump Bank of America, Neobank of America, right? So it's becoming on the same level as that. And Zebec has now a hook and a foot in the door there with Payroll. So now If you think about some of the regulatory national bank level stable coins, well, USD1, RLUSD, USDC, USDT, PayPal USD, all of these can run on Zebec's rails. This is huge and it can't be understated. Okay? It cannot be understated. But now, that AI link, what did that AI link lead me back to? I want to play something here from President Trump. Here, Project Stargate. All right. Shout out to a Patreon member who does coaching calls. He put me up on Project Stargate. He knows who he is. Shout out to you out there. Trump announced Project Stargate. It connects all these companies, right? Now, on here it says this is a partnership between OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. But there's a fourth company, this MGX. Okay, so let's listen to Trump here, and we'll break it down.
It's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. He's sort of CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison, SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa Yoshi-san, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say the by far the leading expert based on everything I read, Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think you're going to hear a lot about it in the future. A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States, and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately. This monumental undertaking is a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential under a new president. Let me be a new president. I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas. But it'll ensure the future of technology. What we want to do is we want to keep it in this country. China is a competitor and others are competitors. We want it to be in this country, and we're making it available. I'm going to help a lot through emergency declarations, because we have an emergency. We have to get this stuff built. So they have to produce a lot of electricity, and we'll make it possible for them to get that production done very easily at their own plants if they want, where they'll build at the plant, the AI plant, they'll build energy generation, and that will be incredible. But it's technology and artificial intelligence, all made in the USA. Beginning immediately, Stargate will be building the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of advancements in AI, and this will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures. I was in the real estate business. These buildings, these are big, beautiful buildings. They're going to employ a lot of people. And physical campuses and locations currently being scouted nationwide. They're making their choices of locations. I think they have their choice. I'd like to ask Larry, Sam, and Masa to say a few words and just talk about a little bit about what they're doing, and if you have any questions, and then we'll go into a couple of other subjects also. But this is, to me, a very big thing. $500 billion Stargate project. I think it's going to be.
So $500 billion AI project, Stargate, right? Okay. And a little bit of digression before we go on. If you guys want a rabbit hole to look into, President Trump saying that he's, he said new president, right? There's a whole wormhole about how he's actually the 46th president. And if you look at his hat, he has it's like 45-47. That usually means 45, 46, 47. But anyway, it was kind of interesting that he said that. Like new president, because he signed this the day he came into office, by the way. So let's listen to that one more time here.
A new president, I didn't say it, they did. So I appreciate that, fellas.
That part. But anyways, so we got Sam Altman, right? WorldCoin, right? We know he does WorldCoin. Larry Ellison, Oracle guy, the Oracle, which is why Oracle shot up in the stock market, right? And then SoftBank, Sony, 3 huge guys there. But what this doesn't say is MGX was also involved in this. Trump announced his project Stargate, a $5 billion investment in American AI dominance, starting with giant colossal data center built in Texas. This is currently a joint venture between OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank, with additional support from Microsoft and NVIDIA. But also here, if you look on Wiki, and an investment firm, MGX. Okay. It's been planned since 2022. So again, you could say this was planned even while the 46 president, whoever was 46, was in there. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, MGX here, right? So let's recap this. MGX makes this deal with Binance, World Liberty Financial stablecoin USD1, to close a $2 billion investment in Binance. This was in May of 2025. So months after they announced Project Stargate, right? And then we look here with this announcement. Abu Dhabi targets $100 billion investment of assets under management for AI investment firm. March 11th, 2024. This was before they even announced Project Stargate. This firm was set up, this MGX, and we see here, going back to the wiki, Project Stargate, which we saw Trump just sit there and announce like his first day officially back into office, January 21st, 2025. It's actually a joint venture between OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle, and this MGX. Okay. So World Liberty Financial is right in the middle of all of this. And Zebec now, through Payroll, has a hook into this $500 billion investment in AI. Okay. So I think people might have missed that part. So not only is USD1 becoming on par with the Ripple, on par with the Circle, it's kind of the engine behind this whole Stargate project, in which, hey, Trump he started this. He signed this when he was president. First day, OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle, and MGX, and they made an investment into Binance. Zebec has a hook into all of this. So if these companies choose to use some Payroll, if World Liberty Financial, however they choose to route things through World Liberty Financial through USD1, if they choose to use Payroll from Zebec, and it seems like they do, right? That money is going to flow through Zebec and through things like Dolomite. But I think as a Zebec investor, this is very, very cool for you to see that World Liberty Financial and what Trump is doing is connected to a government-ran $5 billion investment into AI that's going to run till 2029, right? With some of the world's biggest companies, OpenAI and Sam Altman, SoftBank, with Sony and Oracle behind this investment. So freaking huge here. Like, my goodness. And we say, Paul Andrews says here, Oracle is quant. And I've heard that before from some quant guys I respect. I've heard that before, that Oracle is quant. So, and we already know President Trump has, had pictures with Brad Garlinghouse and Stuart Alderati here. He has a lot of XRP connections, right? So all of it's together. All of it's, we can see it's a multi-chain future. I'll say that, right? So again, very, very huge pause, very, very huge for us as Zebec investors to know this ties all the way back into Project Stargate and a $500 billion pot of money. Yeah, I mean, when I said this, I was like, okay, I can't do a 10-minute video on this. This is going to have to be me coming on and really like connecting all these dots. Wow. So this entire announcement following the tea leaves has all these different connections to it, all the way back to Project Stargate. Zebec is now a part of that now. How how enthused are you as a Zebec investor now? And going back to here, what our guy Ghost put up here with Grok saying, we'll get there. With Grok saying, okay, what do you think Zebec will get to price wise in this year? Where is it? Did I pass it already? I don't think. Yeah, no, I didn't. Okay, here it is. Hey, Grok, edit this image with the maximum price ZBCN will reach in 2026. Well, that $1.50 is looking more and more and more possible. Is it not? Is it not? Wow. Right. Grok lowball and $1.50 at this moment. Shit. And shout out RIP to Isaiah Whitlock Jr., the Wire actor who kind of put shit on the map. RIP to him. He died, I think it was early this year or maybe the end of last year. RIP to Isaiah Whitlock Jr. But let's start at the top of our comments here. Shout out to Moonfeather Rising. We're going to get Moonfeather back on the show next week. We're going to go over some more bearable 1, 2, 3 riddles, right? Because really, the riddle we went over, there are connections to the previous year's riddles. Those riddles build on one another. And we're going to also go over a request someone had in the show that Mooney and I did. Shout out to Moonfeather. Let me go ahead and go highlight her channel. Again, if you guys come to my channel and mosey all the way down here, you'll see channels that I frequent. Moonfeather and the Mooniverse is one of those channels. Definitely check her out. She does astrology, and astrology, I think it was JP Morgan who said, and she has the quote right here, millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. And she made a breakdown of XRP and this year of the Fire Horse. Mad, great breakdown. I really enjoyed it. As you can see, I watched it there. Definitely go check it out, guys, if you haven't already. And definitely check out our collaboration show, which was XRP Moon Prediction Revealed. I think that show and that riddle broke down when the market might boom. Okay. And again, we have here on the channel, we have BTCC where you can do leverage trading. Shout out to the Patreon people. We're taking advantage of that right now. And some leverage trades, and we're kicking tail. Okay. What's up, Hitter All Day? So definitely go over there and like and subscribe to the Mooniverse. What's up, Rue? Let's get this. It's money time, fam. Let's get that bag 100%. What's up, Crypto Clay? Yo. Let's freaking go. What's up, Benjamin Awakened? Rue Crew in the house. What's up? Respect, my bro. What's up, Kamar? Appreciate you, brother. I always see your comments on the video. Thank you so much, bro. Those comments definitely help make the videos, stretch out and expand to other people. Appreciate you, brother. That one guy, Zebec and he, 100% that one guy. The Patriot Party reposted the stream on X. And definitely, guys, if you haven't subscribed to me on X, please do so. Looking to get X monetized because a lot of my viewership comes from X. And if that X was monetized, it would just help more, for the channel, of course. Monarchy International Realty. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied today, guys, but bear with me. What's going on, Ruel? Please do tell what we missed. Cheers. I think this bill delay has finally made me snap. Phantom Beat. Well, again, Mooney and I did some decodes, and when we think the market is going to go, I don't think we have to wait longer than March. Really, I don't think we have to wait too much longer than March. King Pound, Brother Rue was good. And I can't read that name for some reason. My instinct tells me Zebec is in bed with Elon and will be a part of the X app. Hey, I would love to see that. A Gib Sonalian. You're about to make me sound like Keegan Michael Key. AA Ron. Is there AA Ron? AA Ron. with how bad I probably butchered your name. Shout out to you. Thanks for coming through. Phantom Beat. Hey everyone. Sup, Phantom? 50 plus watching, only 16 likes. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, guys. And let's get over 9,000 today. Let's get over 9,000. Let's see where we're at with that. 8,897. So we'll get there either way. What it do, Rue Crew? Jetpack JL is in the building. Shout out to you, Jetpack. We'll definitely highlight your X coming up here as well. Trump knows his stuff. Test out Zebec at Trump Corp, World Liberty Financial, then U.S. government payroll. Let's freaking go. And remember, guys, the crypto czar is an investor in Zebec out here, right? So they're definitely, let's say they're financially motivated to have Zebec succeed. Crypto czar is invested, and now, hey, World Liberty Financial is going to use them for payroll, it seems. Okay? So shout out to you. Shout out to ZBCN Nut for sharing the show. Really appreciate that, brother. I got Phantom Beats out here too. What's up, Phantom Beat? I'm sorry, Throbbing Lantern. What's up, Throbbing Lantern? Thanks for. Seems like he might have shared it. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that, Throbbing Lantern. Mad appreciate that, brother. So let's continue with our comments. Delta Ghost has some comment here. I'm not gonna read it, but you know, I think there's a lot of things that happen at a party. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're part of everything that happens at a party. All right. We've all been to parties and we know that things have happened at the party, but doesn't mean that we partook in them. That's all I got to say about that part. You know what I mean? Like, been to plenty house parties and I know people are doing, you know, drugs or whatever. That doesn't mean I was doing drugs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's that. Hugo loves Monica Long. It's a great day to hold Zebec. Thanks to Rue for sharing the research. I'm going to be lazy and look into IOUG. Appreciate it, brother. What's up, Hugo loves Monica Long. What's up, my guy Jose De La Torre is in the house. What up, Rue? Let's go, Zebec. Does the app launch next week? I believe the app does launch next week. So maybe that might be something you might want to, you know, leverage trade. Shout out to BTCC. And yes, BTCC does have Zebec for leverage trading on there. You can go ahead and do that with the QR code in the top right, and the link is in the description. I know Grok has made a $1.50 prediction for 2026, but what's your down to earth hopium? Well, at this point, I'm thinking 25 cents at a minimum. At a minimum. I know that sounds like insane, but again, if the Clarity Act can pass, now we can have Zebec really truly on board to more payroll systems. And as we know from the episode that we broke down Zebec's new tokenomics. Definitely check out that show, earth shattering Zebec's new tokenomics. We broke them all the way down, but one of the bottom lines in that is that Payroll is now a part of the buyback. So we got Payroll being a part of the buyback. We got ZBCN cards being used more worldwide because Clarity Act will allow for that. It'll be used more worldwide as in America. So it will allow for that to be official, right? So now the super app can be used, like really, really used. So again, just a minimum of 25 seems to be like child's play out here. Let me just show you market cap of a, and then definitely check out the show in which we broke down the market cap myth and how market cap is not 1-to-1 to, and that's this show here. Zebec destroying the market cap myth. Market cap is not a 1-to-1 of dollars that's in a project, right? But with Zebec, we're uniquely positioned because they have streaming payroll. There's going to be always money streaming through it because they're always going to be paying people by the second. Okay, so again, that's why we can really understand and know that, you know, 25-cent market cap is not too crazy to think of, knowing that this is a global project in which money is always going to be streaming through. So we got the US, we just told you Pakistan, we just told you China through Tron, we just got Abu Dhabi out of the way there too with this MGX. Like long term, it looks very, very bright for Zebec. So for Zebec to get to 5 billion market cap, that's only like a 15 to 16x from here, right? And again, we told you market cap it has a multiplier. It's not just 5 billion, right? But then what did we hear from this stablecoin podcast? That it was a, what did they say? 11 trillion US alone in payroll. 11 trillion US alone in payroll. So 5 billion is just a drop in a bucket, right? And understanding that they're a global company, 5 billion should be very, very easy to get to. Very easy to get to. Let's listen to this one more time. So 11 trillion alone in the US in payroll. Not to even imagine that they're doing remittances, they're doing payroll advance, which is lending, right? So it should be relatively easy once this is online with the Clarity Act to get past 5 cents. That 5 cents here. Again, we were sharing that to you. Wait, did you guys hear that? I don't know if you heard that. I'll share it again here.
Food chain when it comes to financial services.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I've never challenged Rami openly on this podcast before, so
No. My and you should do. No, I don't have all the answers. So my concern was, I guess, and Simon made the good point. You're top of the food chain, and there's 11 trillion payroll happening globally.
In the US only.
In the US, sorry, in the US, so even bigger market. So all that money at the moment,
just in the US market, they're hitting 11 trillion. Okay? And we already showed you here with World Liberty Financial, they have access to Pakistan, Abu Dhabi, and Tron, China, right? Another thing that I have to review for you guys, and I haven't reviewed yet, is the Zebec partnership with, I have reviewed the Zebec partnership with F Assets, but they recently did a Spaces with F Assets. But F Assets is also in Southeast Asia, so they're hitting that market too, right? Here we go, cross-border payments with F Asset. So it should be relatively easy if we look at this market cap and we see that it's 5 billion, basically to get to 5 cents. Then we times that by 5. And we got 25 billion to get to 25 cents with a global partnership, global payroll, and we just got access to 11 trillion here. It should be relatively easy to get to 25 billion processing payroll globally with not just the US. Okay, so that's my kind of premise and thesis there, guys. We the people, yes indeed. What's up, Petro Jackson? Let's go back here. Let's continue on with our comments. Zebec has no choice but to go higher, 100%. Definitely keep hitting the likes, guys. My guy Ruel can't wait till we make enough money to meet each other and the network. Ditto, brother. I can't wait either. We'll definitely have to have that meetup. Where did we say? The Philippines, right? Either the Philippines or Vegas, right? 35 cents for Zebec by the fall would be interesting. 3 to 5 cents by May, 3 cents by the end of the year, way over 3 cents by the end of the year. At the very least, 25 cents by the end of the year. If we get the Clarity Act, right? If we don't get the Clarity Act, I still think we can get to 5 by the end of the year. But if we get the Clarity Act, all the way to 25, past a dollar, right? Or more, right? Just depending on how quickly they can get that adoption. But Zebec won't reach $1 this year. Zebec is my favorite token, but I have to keep it real. Now I would love for us to reach $1. Yeah, for sure. And if you want to be very conservative, that would be the way, right? Be conservative. But if we can get clarity, you got to believe that they ramp everything up. They already have the super app out. Clarity plus super app means money continuously flowing through, because then they can actually get that payroll portion online, because the regulation will be there, right? Bugatti 1173, what's up? My boy Ruel. My family is mad because I'm watching Rue and not the football games, trying to watch both. Well, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate you even getting in the hot water to watch me with the family tripping over there, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bugatti. Have what is that? Mama Phantom Beat. Have Mama Phantom Beat listening. She wants to know, can she earn USDC yield on her Zebec? Good question, Mom. Well, it doesn't seem like you can earn USDC yield on it, right? But you can earn yield through USDY, through the Ondo, right? How that's gonna look once the super app comes out, we'll have to see, right? But I don't think you can earn USDC yield on it. You can earn USDY though. So, but let's see how it rolls out, right? I know you can earn USDC yield on Uphold. You can also earn that on Coinbase, right? But I don't know that you can earn that on the super app. But let's see, because you may very well be able to. But let's see what happens when the super app comes out. It will one day, for sure, as I've always been saying, it will reach $1 this year. Just not now, not this year. Okay, just not this year. Okay, gotcha. XRP has 100 million tokens with around 40 billion still left in supply, and it went past $2. Exactly. Hit all day, I feel you. When do you think the Clarity Act will be passed? Well, I'm hoping that the Clarity Act is passed before, like sometime before March. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we get it before March. She saw that USDC yield using Metallicus. Now she's hooked. Okay, yeah. So with the Metallicus lending platform, you can go on there and do Metal Dollar and USDC. Let me just make sure my wallet's not showing. And it is. Let me log out. Okay. So yeah, you can get that young USDC yield right here, 16% APY with USDC, excuse me. So tongue twisted today. USDC, you can get 16.01 APY. With the Metal Dollar, you can get 15.19. Excuse me. So yeah, a lot of yield there. Great way to example Payroll. Great way to explain Payroll works within ZBCN. What's up, Crypto Neptune in the house? What's up, brother? Definitely check out our brother Crypto Neptune as well. Let me see. Let me bring up your channel, brother. if I can type today. What? That's crazy because I know I've subscribed to you. I don't know why it says not subscribed. But anyways, we just cleared that up. Definitely go check out our brother Crypto Neptune here. He does Telcoin, ZBCN, and some others. So definitely go check him out if you haven't already. Shout out to you, brother. What's your price prediction for Zebec and XPR by the end of 2026? Well, XPR, let's see here. So let me put XPR in here. And so market cap of A, if XPR gets to the price of CAS at its all-time high, which was 5 billion, we can see it at 17.5 cents, right? Which is a 48x from here. Is that doable? Yeah, it's doable when you know that they're going to connect credit union stablecoins, and with the credit union stablecoins moving through Metallicus's network, you definitely would think that XPR would see a price increase, right? Could they get to the tune of 5 billion? I could see that. I could definitely see that. But where does that token value go? Does it go to XPR? Does it go to Metal Blockchain? Does it go to Loan Token? It probably goes to a little bit of all of them. So in that instance, yeah, it could be, yeah, maybe we see 17.5 cents by the end of 2026. I think a lot of things is just waiting. Okay, so you guys saw Dolomite, huh? Out here. That's funny. XDB chain and Zebec network, perfect for that. Yes, indeed. XPR is solid, but don't miss out on Metal Blockchain. Yep, Metal Blockchain does definitely have the lower amount of tokens, so that's definitely something to look at there. Bro, I missed it. I'm joking. I told ZBCN is connected. Yep, we got that. We got ZBCN being connected to World Liberty Financial. Rue, people be sleeping on your alpha, man. I know, man. They definitely be sleeping on it. What's up, Marcus Garvey? Another patron in the house, and E, patron and moderator of our Telegram, is in the house. Thank you, E. Fam, ZBC and crew was good. And thank you very much for that, Marcus Garvey. I really appreciate it, brother. And what's up, Paul Andrew? How do you pronounce that, Rue? What's that? How do I pronounce what? Let me know, Gino Lim, what you were saying to pronounce. What's up, Shook Focus Digital? Another cool creator in the house. Let's bring up Shook Focus's channel, guys. So if you go to my channel, I know I'm not showing it right now. 1 second. And you mosey on down. So you click on the home page and mosey down. And of course, we got Zebec videos here. We expanded our last video. Definitely check it out where we did Zebec expanding into corporate treasuries. Okay. So they're also doing that as well. Just so much to like about Zebec, guys. It's crazy. It's crazy. But if you mosey on down here, you'll see right next to Underdog Research Channel, we got our brother Shook Focus Digital here. I call him the best XCN researcher around, because he is out here. Definitely check out his chain files, videos. He just put out one on Jasmy. So we got Aleph Cloud, Jasmy, and the chain files, which are on XCN. Definitely check out our brother Shook Focus Digital here. And he and I did a couple collabs. I think I got to go to his homepage to see those. Okay, so here we did one on Mizuho and Swift blockchain. And yeah, we did two on Swift blockchain here. But also, guys, we did a lot of research on Swift blockchain in the past. Definitely check out those videos as well. And thank you for recommending the channel, brother. Really appreciate it. Shout out to our brother Shook Focus Digital out here. If you want some XCN Alpha, he's the first person to go to, for real. What's up, Nico? Is 9 million ZBCN enough? I can never tell people what's enough, right? Not financial advice. But I'm going to hold on to some ZBCN forever. But again, you have to do your own calculation. Like, for example, if we say that ZBCN will hit 25 cents by the end of the year, then your 9 million would get you at 25 cents a coin. That would be something like, it would be over $2 million, right? Right? Because 25 cents is a fourth of a dollar. So you'd be over 2 million US. Is that enough for you? I don't know. If you just completely cashed out, which I'm not going to completely cash out. I'm going to keep some ZBCN forever, because that's how you do with valuable assets. You hold on to them forever. But there will be, of course, a bit that I take profit on. But, I can't tell you what's enough for you. Granddaddy Yorka, can't wait to see yield on USD1 on the super app. Fingers crossed on clarity. Yep, and we just kind of talked about that a little bit, guys, on how you can do yield. And maybe I'll put out a guide or something on a Patreon or something like that. But yeah, you can do yield through Dolomite for USD1. So if you're looking for yield on USD1, you need to go over to Dolo, and Dolo will give you that yield. Okay. Let's continue. Zebec has, Jetpack. And let's highlight brother Jetpack's Twitter page here. Shout out to Jetpack here. Alchemist, researcher, content composer, heir to the kingdom of heaven. Let's go. All liberties and rights reserved. Love it, Jetpack. Definitely check out our brother Jetpack's site here. Shout out to you, brother Jetpack. Charmizo, what's up? We're back, boys. What's up, Rue? 619 in the building. Yo, you're saying Zebec will be more than a cent? Oh, yeah. It's bad to be over here joking around, bro. So, you're saying Zebec will be more than a cent? Shout out to you, Phantom B. USDC to the $2. Jetpack joking over here. You guys are killing me, bro. What's up, Martin? I hope that's how you say it, Martin or Martin. I can't read your last name. I apologize. I got ZBCN too. Don't get too stuck in only ZBCN. I'm all in on ISO also, but Velo announces integration to USD1 with World Liberty Financial. Don't sleep on Velo. Yes, indeed, there are a lot of projects out here, guys. And Velo, I definitely have some coin into Velo. I like Velo as well. I don't do too many videos on it, but maybe I should start to do more. MGX Management Fund, boom. Bingo, my man. They're creating a bank. Absolutely. Since we are transitioning, it's the same after Jekyll Island. Yes, in DC. This guy knows his stuff on how money was made, right? In the Jekyll Island deal. It's the same after Jekyll Island. We had a number of banks emerge, and debanked now has Arab money relations. What's up, Quartz? J Quartz? Is that J Quartz? Yes, indeed. Do you think Ripple is defending the banks about yield because they are a bank now and don't want to go against the grain? Well, I think like Simon Babakani said, right? The banks will eventually create their own stable coins and have like their own yield there. So I really think that banks in the end are going to end up having their own stable coins and having, you know, their own yield with stable coins, right? But they're going to put on a really good show, and they're going to make it really hard to try to make it really hard for crypto to kind of dethrone them. But again, if you look behind all the cryptocurrencies and you look at them getting these bank charters themselves, right? Behind a lot of these banks are behind a lot of cryptocurrencies are these banks, I should say. So, we already see it here. World Liberty Financial is creating their own neobank. The Trump family will have their own neobank. They're already doing it. National charter and all of that, right? So this is what's happening. So yeah, I think people are just gonna have to join them. They're gonna have to join them. So as a crypto investor, since there's so many small of us right now, just enjoy the yield while you can, right? But that yield is going to come to the stock market, and it's also going to come to banks. It is. So they're finally admitting to having a certain type of tech. What's up, Jay? Read art. Martin, just because he covers Zebec doesn't mean that's all he holds and all we own. I'm sure most of us are diversified. Yes, indeed. This is an audience that is mostly diversified. Yeah, yes, no offense taken. No offense taken. Yeah, I definitely cover a lot of ISO coins, and in the Patreon, shout out to the Patreon, we cover many a different coin. Let's go ahead and put up the link for the Patreon, and like I said, we're doing our open mic night tonight at 6 Arizona time, so it's going to be a fun time there. Let's continue. Ripple can offer great yield prices, take away banks' business, win-win, baby. Yeah, I think everybody's going to be working on the new system. Right? Everybody's going to eventually onboard to this new system because it's just faster and it works. But this was the entire plan the entire time, right? Fam, those new AI data centers are going to need a lot of copper and silver. Both are increasing in price. Yes, indeed. Shout out to our guys in the Patreon. We know a way we can invest in silver, right? You got to come over to the Patreon for that. Yeah, most of us have like 14 ISO tokens. We're ready. Ruel is awesome, very informative, nothing but respect. Very much appreciated. And definitely like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I'm going to monitor here, see if we make it over 9,000. We're at 8,998. So very dangerously close to over 9,000. And I know everybody watching cannot be subscribed, right? So definitely, if you're over on X and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, come on over to the YouTube and subscribe. Very much appreciated. Because if you can't do super chats or anything like that, you can at the very least like and subscribe. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Joan the Great, or Joe N the Great, or Joe N Great. Can you explore Lightspeed Venture Partners earlier backer in Zebec, who also has a connection with the firm retail lending for possible payment streaming? Yeah, Lightspeed is a backer in Zebec. They also are a backer in Ripple. So that's what a lot of people miss, is that Ripple and Zebec share investors, right? And I've said this like multiple times. I think I was one of the first people out here to say that, right? So said it many times. But yeah, we can explore that in just a second here. Locked and loaded. Wholesome that nobody talks about, but I'm very bullish. I'm also still stacking. Let's get it, folks. Time to be rich. And by the way, guys, on the Patreon, we also cover stocks, right? I don't cover stocks on the channel much because it doesn't get many views for me. But in the Patreon, we do also cover stocks. You really want to pay attention to both markets because sometimes the stock market can tip you off on what's going on in crypto and vice versa. So shout out to the Patreon people there. Clay here, WG1 WGA. Let's go. Crypto Clay. All Bags Moon. What's up, Cloud99? NCS WIC. What's up, Crypto Clay? If you know, you know. Let's freaking go. Oracle is quant. Yes, indeed. From Paul Andrew there. 500 billion. Dang. Yeah, 100%. That sounds like Rue's bank account in the near future. Hey, man, I sure hope so. Quant. Quant is massive hitter all day. Yeah, shout out to Quant. You know, we had Max come on the show, talk about Quant. And we had our guy, King Channing, come on the show and talk about Quant as well. Shout out to King Channing. Shout out to Maximus Crypto. LOL, Dolomite Dex. Way down in the jungle deep. That's a classic Dolomite line right there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. From Judah Harrison here. Or I might have butchered that too. Shout out to you. It's true. What's up, Fly well up here, or Fly Veil. Ooh, it's time for some glasses in here, guys. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it's going way past 50 cents or $1. Yes, indeed. OpenAI ties to HBAR as well. Let's see here. I am flabbergasted. HBAR providing verifiable compute to NVIDIA as well as OpenAI. Let's go. Wow. HBAR, another sleeper. Rock lowballing at $1.50. Shit. If ZBCN goes to $1.50, I will cry like a baby. I tell you that 100% Nate Paul Iman. I definitely, or Nate Paul Lemon. I'm not sure. Yeah, I will too, bro. I'll straight up. I'm telling you, I'll go nuts out here. Let me see. Do we still have that up where Ghost says that? No, I think I clicked off it. Let's see. HBAR has a burn mechanism just like HRP. Every time HBAR is used, a small model gets burned, and it will be used inside every NVIDIA chip. That's interesting. I hadn't heard that about HBAR. That would be very, very crazy if that happens. I would love it. I know Theta, which we were talking about. Theta Also has some connections to NVIDIA. Either one of them, I'm very high on both of them. Corey Williams, I'm rewatching The Wire now. Shit. Yeah, The Wire is such a good series. Shout out to Isaiah Whitlock. You know, RIP to him. RIP to Michael. I think it's Michael K. Williams who played Omar on that show. Man, like that show is one of the greatest shows of all time. Like bar none. Paul Andrew, so back to $1.50. ZBCN reposted us. Thank you, ZBCN Nut. Let me go ahead and show you guys ZBCN Nuts page as well. Shout out to you, brother. ZBCN Nut. Onyx 88088 here. Definitely give ZBCN Nut a follow. And thank you so much, brother, for reposting the stream here. Only 50 billion H bar, yes indeed. Give me a quarter and I'm Gucci. Tommy Maximus in the house. Appreciate you, Tommy Maximus, 100%, man. Give me a quarter, I'm good in here, right? But of course, like I said, I'm holding on to some Zebec forever, right? It's gonna be a passive income engine for me, where I just take my little Zebec super app, run around with my stake passive income, and just have a nice little life out here. ZBCN, what's up, Rue? Was listening on YouTube, about to go walk the dogs. Catch the rest when you post a replay. 100%, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you for reposting, and appreciate you for coming back and checking the replay when you do, brother. I know you will. What's up, Fly Veil? This is my year in the Chinese Zodiac. It's going to be fire horse. Let's go. Let's go. We might be talking close to $3 to $5. Yes, indeed. When you think about it, and you think about how they've incentivized the token, these new tokenomics, it's going to be so fire here. Like really everything that they're doing is just more and more bullish. Which is crazy to think about. Like they just keep hitting us with just more and more great news. Like it's insanity. Like outside of HBAR, Ripple, and Stellar, they really have like the most news, the most bullish news that they hit us with daily, which really should tell you something. And we know they're in league with all of those companies. We haven't heard too much about Zebec with HBAR, but we definitely heard a lot about them with Ripple and Stellar. So we gotta love that. If this hits $5 by the end of the year, we're all going to McDonald's. JP Morgan wrote the Jingle Bell song. Okay, I did not know that. And sushi. LOL, McDonald's. I'm at least going to BBQ, Burger King. Hey, we might. See, y'all about to get me in trouble here. We may have to go someplace outside of McDonald's, right? Right. With the money that we'll have, we may have to go some places that we can't even mention on air, right? Out here. JP Morgan, grandfather. Yes, indeed. Who's JP Morgan's grandfather? Zebec is something they need to start selling at the swap meet. What's up, 589er? Agreed. $5 a coin is a lot of buying power, 100%. Teaming up with a chronic bankruptcy filer for a company that does micropayments where the bankrupting partner has a history of shifting contractors is not the endorsement that you seem to think. Well, love them or hate them, guys, with the whole with Trump or whatever. Like, you guys need to separate your hate of Trump and knowing that he is the president of the United States. And what he's doing with Project Stargate, we just showed you here, 500 billion. Okay. So separate your Trump hate and look at things just on the surface as they are. 500 billion in money. The Emiratis, right? Abu Dhabi, Pakistan, and Tron, China. So that's going to be huge for Zebec, right? Now you can hate Trump all you want, like do that, that's fine, but know that this is big for Zebec, right? Like again, I'm not in the I don't like telling grown people what to do, right? But again, for me at least, I can look and see, I don't hate or like Trump or anything like that. I'm totally looking at this as an investor. As an investor, it is good for Zebec to be involved with World Liberty Financial, knowing the connections they have to Stargate. This $5 billion is being invested in AI. Sam Altman, OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank, all of these connections. This is good for Zebec. All of the rest, I don't care too much about. That I'll leave that for God to sort out. But my investments and them being a good investment, yes, that works. I am at work listening. ZBCN is about to help me retire. I want to spend more money and time with my kids. 100%. Me too. Out here. Shout out to my kids. March 10th is what we need to watch for. Yes, indeed. There it is. ZBCN is now on Coinbase. After that last coin drop in March, things are going to get serious. Remember Mooneyverse mentioned during your collab? Yes, indeed. And that's why I'm telling people to go out and check out the show me and Mooney did. Let me go bring that up again. We'll give our guy Shook Focus Digital some more shine. Shout out to our brother Shook Focus Digital. If you come over to my channel and you mosey on down, right, to the collaborations, you'll see the one that Mooney and I did, or actually, it'll be in my past live streams. Where's past live streams? There we go. Decoding bearable bills or bearable 123's last riddle. Definitely check that out. We told you when the market may boom based on the riddle, and we're going to have Mooney on, and we're going to do some more breaking down of those riddles. It's not on Coinbase yet. There's a fake ZBCN network on their DEX. Okay, so be on the lookout for that, guys. I know that on so they should have it on Base Wallet, because Base has all the Solana coins on it, right? Because they recently announced that everything that you have on Solana, you have on Base. So I would just be very, very careful. And I would look for the contract address. And you should always do this when you're looking for cryptos anyway. You need to make sure that you have the right contract address. So ZBCN, we know. This is their Solana contract address. You can find it on CoinMarketCap. You can also find it probably on CoinGecko. Make sure you're looking at that contract address. If you don't have that contract address, you're not having ZBCN. What's up, OG Crypto? No, ZBCN is on Uphold. You can get it on Uphold. That's really the main place you should be able to get it on Uphold. You can also get it on Phantom Wallet, right? But you need to use that coin. You need to use that address. So Phantom Wallet, Uphold, and I believe also in DCENT Wallet. Links are in the description for DCENT Wallet. You can swap into ZBCN. Yes, on the wallet, base wallet. So yeah, people are confirming you can get it on base wallet, but if you want to be extra specially careful, just go onto Uphold. As a US person, you should be able to get into Uphold, but also you can do it in a decentralized way on Phantom Wallet and Jupiter. Mr. Baby Ears, E, shout out to E. You can also get ZBCN on Kraken, Robinhood DeFi Wallet, Crypto.com, just to name a few. Thank you for that, E. To start that comment. Yep, also on Uphold. Don't worry, Tammy Camp. I still have roses and flowers for you. Phantom Beat. Yeah, Tammy Camp. Yeah, we can. Tammy Camp's cute, too. She is cute. Shout out to Tammy Camp out here. Mr. Baby Ears, you can also get ZBCN and Phantom Wallet, but hackers will spam you with fake ZBCN. You can also get ZBCN in Soul Flare DeFi Wallet. Probably better than using Phantom Wallet for ZBCN. Well, Phantom Wallet, all you got to do is go to something like Jupiter Exchange, and you got to put in the right contract address. As long as you have the right contract address, you are fine. Not just streaming payroll, but also streaming payments. That's a good point. That's right, Brother Rue. Now Zebec has also shaking hands with BTCC, and real world assets are coming, I believe, going to go much higher. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And how I've shown you guys with the Nat Pay, right? ZBCN and Nat Pay, you can really imply that if you're doing payroll, okay, and you're doing payroll in America, you can really imply that you're going to have to use ZBCN, okay? If you want to do stablecoin payroll in America, you're using ZBCN. And this is from ZBCN. Okay. Zebec and PGP are now integrated with NatPay. The only US payroll processor in the FedNow program, and now a fully ISO compliant, fully ISO 20022 compliant member of NACHA. So very, very huge there. Okay. So that implies to me, if you're doing US payroll, right, and NatPay is the only US payroll processor in the FedNow program, if you want to use stablecoins in payroll, you have to go through Zebec. That's what that implies to me, this comment here. So from this post from Zebec, and it's right. If you go look at FedNow, NatPay is their only US payroll provider. So huge stuff. Huge stuff. And remember, they're also Deutsche Bank's global payroll provider. So we got the UK and Euro area covered. UK Euro area, US, FedNow, Pakistan, China, UAE. Like they're everywhere, bro. Like the back, are you guys in Antarctica yet? That's like the only place they haven't covered yet. The Antarctic. Now when we get to the Antarctic, we're really gonna be doing some stuff, right? No, just kidding. But for real, they're everywhere. Yeah, ZBCN also available on Uphold, which is #1 for ZBCN. And ZBCN Uphold have partnership as well as XRP. Yes, indeed. ZBCN tokenized stuff. I guess I worded it right. Yes, indeed. The Super App Live is not live yet. The writing is on the wall, Mr. Baby, as we were holding a solid one in Zebec. ZBCN can reach $1,000 per with global adoption. That's a crazy, like that's a lot, bro. But just $1.50 would be golden, like for me, golden. But again, like Tommy Maximus was saying, 25 cents is also nice, right? Multi Groove, what's up? Ruel, what do you think about Avicii and MetaDAO? I haven't heard about them. Yeah, I haven't heard about them. What's up, Mr. Spader? Hey, brother, just got on. Appreciate you, brother. What's up, bro? What's up, Charlie J? We have evolved past the Save Moon Shiba Inu days. We're crypto sapiens, 100%. I can't wait. I'm in the Philippines. Oh, you're in the Philippines, brother? That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So we might have to for real have that meetup in the Philippines for everybody, right? Vegas meetup, I'll organize. Philippines is where we buy our own islands, 100%. Or Japan. I hear there are a whole bunch of islands out in Japan where, you know, I heard they just found out like a whole bunch of islands, which like the natives know that those islands are there, but for us, they just found them or whatever. Allegedly. Where is that? Japan. Yeah, this was February and March of like 2023. Japan just found 7,000 islands it didn't know it had. Yeah, okay, sure. They knew they had them. They just didn't let you know that they knew that they had them. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, we might have to do that. We might have to buy our own Japanese islands out here. I'm in the Philippines outside of COVID. Okay, so we got a few people in the Philippines. Like I said, we got to get this the Philippines Blackrue Investing crew going out here. Safe Moon, I remember them days. Yeah, remember when Dave Portnoy came out and said, like, I'm the official Safe Moon guy after I think it was Elon Musk did something and some coin went up a lot. And then Dave Portnoy allegedly came out here and said, hey, I'm the Safe Moon guy. Allegedly. Let me go ahead and say allegedly. Okay? So don't come after me, Dave. I said allegedly. Okay? Mars 23 seems like a miracle if they pass the bill. You know what? I think they're making people feel like that, but I think it's going to be passed in March. What's up, our brother Yazid Yair Bay? $2 super chat. Appreciate it, brother. We got a Bay in the house. Peace, brother Rue. Man, thanks, brother. Really appreciate it. We have, okay, I'm not sure how to say this name here. Gelevator. I'm not sure what that is, what that means. I want to know how to put this my podcast in different languages. So shout out if anybody knows how to post different languages with the show, like how to get the show, my show in English and post it in a different language. If you can hit me up in the Telegram, or not Telegram, but if you can hit me up on Twitter, my DMs are open. I want to figure out how to post my show in different languages, audio wise. My theory is that they won't pass the Clarity Act before March. The government shuts down January 31st. Black Swan event in March. government will adopt XRP and RLUSD, forcing banks to collapse. Jeez. I could see that. I could see that happening though. Jay Redart. What's up, Ricks? Sup, Rue? Interesting. Digital invasion of privacy, currency, and biometric security. The AI controlled police state in order to punish you without due process, a conviction of any crimes, and removal of civil rights. From Simple Rick. Hey man, that could be. That could be. I don't know. I don't think the banks will allow that. Banks have a choice. Banks had a choice for the last 300 years. The Clarity Act is their last chance to negotiate. Well, again, guys, I think when we look at some of these cryptocurrencies, the banks are behind them, right? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think they're banks behind the cryptocurrencies, period. Full stop. Do they want to give us a lot of yield? No. But when you look at what's happening with the stablecoins, they need us. They need us. So this is not something that like somebody's implementing for the benefit of mankind. I think they need us. They need our liquidity, right? And stablecoins are the best way to do that. So they need to give us yield, right? They can play this inside, with the other type of thing as long as they want, but they have to go to this stablecoin system because they need the yield. Why exactly they need the yield for everyone, right? I can't exactly pinpoint why exactly they need the yield. To me, of course, like someone was saying earlier, how like the dollar's failing. In a sense, I think these stable coins are preventing the dollar from failing. RLUSD and all these different things are preventing the dollar from failing. So again, I think this whole system, once they implement it and they kind of bank the unbanked and all of this different stuff, I think what they're doing is going to prevent a total financial collapse worldwide. But they got to make it look good. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think they're going to make it look good. Like the banks don't want it to happen and it eventually happens. But they know that they need this. They know that they need this. Okay. This is, they need this, right? The only thing is for us, are we going to demand that they give us yield? We should demand that they give us yield. We should not have it so that they're like, oh, this is risky. It's not risky. It's just what you as the bank are trying to keep from us. Give us our yield because you can do it, right? If we look at, any of you guys are old enough to remember when there were like 11 tellers in the bank and they gave us like 4.5% interest as a given on a savings account, and now they give us nothing, and there's only like two tellers in the whole bank, or two people period, 2 or 3 people period in the entire bank, when there would be 11 tellers and like 4 or 5 people working in the bank. So where are all of those savings going? You don't have that many people in the bank now because people do mobile banking and people use the ATM, right? So banks, you're not hurting. Give us our yield, okay? You keep playing around. You keep playing this game all you want. That the yield is too much, and we're not talking about Celsius type of yield where it's like 15%. Give us our 4 to 5% yield, right? We're demanding it, okay? We're demanding it as Americans, period. Okay, and I think we need to, as a group of Americans, demand that. Okay, I really think we need to demand that. If anybody else says anything otherwise, they're like, I think they're mistaken. We haven't, but the Greeks would call their downfall. Oh, the Indian name. Oh, what Indian name did I read? I hope I read it right. I hope I did. What's up, Crypto Nurse? Reposted to stream. So now that Zebec is involved with World Liberty Financial, do you think Zebec and Tron deal is coming as well? I'm pretty sure that Zebec already works with Tron. But you know how they want to keep us away from looking at USDT, because everyone thinks USDT is kind of like unregulated. In a sense, it is, right? Maybe it is, but we shall see. I already think that Zebec works with Tron because Zebec works with Swift Blockchain, and Swift Blockchain works with Tron, which I can go ahead and bring that up and show you. So you can see here, Swift Blockchain chain supports Tron. They support XRP as well. So anything that Swift Blockchain can use, I'm pretty sure that Zebec can use too. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate it. Zebec was born to disrupt and scale. About handcuff, hate, and throw fudders in jail. What's up, Tommy Maximus? 25 cents, no way, maybe $3 to $4. Yes. Well, I'm saying that like by the end of the year, bro. By the end of the year. But yeah, I'm totally bullish on Zebec getting to $1. I am. Like with all of this utility, it's crazy that they have on the coin with all these global payroll partners. Again, Simon told you 11 trillion just in the US, right? Once clarity passes and we can tap into just even the percentages of the US market, let alone the all unity stablecoin euro market, anything they're doing with USD1, anything they're doing with USDT, anything they're doing with RLUSD, like it's crazy to think about, guys. Like I'm so bullish. Like every time they announce stuff like this, I'm even more bullish, right? Do you think the deflationary aspect of ZBCN could potentially price the coin out of the market as a new technology comes along that can provide the same technology as Zebec? Well, let's say this something. No, I don't think anybody's on the regulatory point that Zebec is right now, right? The few companies that we are invested in, right, which are Metallicus and Stronghold. Nobody else, like, you got to get ISO 20022 compliant. You got to get ISO 27001 compliant. You got to get MiCA compliant. You have to be, you got to have all these different compliances, which I think they can actively lock a company out because if they don't have those compliances, they can't be a competitor of Zebec, right? I'm not bullish on Casper at all, but I like ZBCN. Why do you think ZBCN and Casper did not get the ISO? Well, why don't they get the love? Well, I know why Casper doesn't get the love because of what everything went down there. ZBCN is starting to get the love. Jake Claver talks about them. Zach Rector did a interview with Simon Babakani. Zebec is starting to get talked about now, and it's not even it's crazy. It's not even funny. Like finally, now they're starting to be talked about. When everybody was fudding and they were saying that it's a scam and all of that, we now have NBA partnerships. We now have Zach Rectors and all of those Jake Clavers talking about us. I mean, it's turning around. It's turning around. Lightspeed, we'll have to explore Lightspeed on a different show. Thank you for providing a super chat. We'll definitely have to do that. Copper must have some plans. Casper must have some plans in the background. Well, Casper, I don't know, man. I'm not too bullish on Casper anymore. Does anyone have anything in AI? Well, AI is fine, right? And I'm really starting to focus more shows on AI compute. Like if you go ahead and look at my channel, I did this show here, AI compute, the hottest investing narrative. And I didn't even connect it to Stargate, right? So I think people are sleeping on that narrative, and they're sleeping on companies like Ether, like Theta, like BitTensor. They're sleeping on those companies. But again, before you have any of it, you need payroll. So I think Zebec before AI in my mind. Okay. Don't forget to smash the like. What's up, Black Tiger Miner in the house? Let's highlight our brother Black Tiger Miner's channel here. There we go. Shout out to our brother Black Tiger Miner. I'm gonna have to holler at you, Black Tiger Miner. We gotta get another Tuesday show going, brother. Hope you're still around here. I'll send you a DM, brother. We'll get another Tuesday show going. Get a collabo show. At least get it one going a month, man. So yeah, check out our brother Black Tiger Miner. He did one recently on Zebec 21 hours ago, continuing to pump. He did one on Turbo last year. Another one on RLUSD. And I know he also covers Kaspa. 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 Shout out to our brother Black Tiger Miner here. And you'll be seeing us in a collabo coming soon. BTM in the building. Crypto Clay. Let's see here. We got a ton of comments in the house here. I'm going to make it down to all of them. What's up, Gerald Draper? Let the Zebec deflationary action begin. Not in the first 10 years. Zebec will be in a position to be priced out. Many decimal points to cover. Well, I think we get the cent area very, very soon here. Because remember, Zebec really didn't have a bull run. So, again, I'm just accumulating, right? And I have a certain amount that I'm going to hold on to forever, like I said here. But we're almost at 4 o'clock here. 2-hour show. I'm going to get going, guys. I know I usually read all the comments, but I want to hurry up and get out of here and get some food before we do the open mic night. Shout out to the patrons. If you're in the Patreon, we're doing the open mic night tonight at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So in about 2 hours here. Let me see here. Nope, still didn't hit the 9,000 mark yet, but I'm sure we will soon here. So if you made it to the end, please put in the comments World Liberty Financial, or you can just put the ticker symbol WLFI, and I'll know you made it to the end. Putting stuff in the comments of the show helps spread the show around. So definitely put that in the comments of the show once the live stream ends. And thank you guys very much. I'm out. Peace.